As engineers, we don't often stop and think about the idea of a legacy. We're usually way too busy just trying to stay afloat in the day-to-day, dealing with things like, the constant looming pressure to ship, get it out the door now. Or the never-ending stream of tickets. It just keeps piling up in the backlog, right? And, of course, the fires. The urgent, all-hands-on-deck incidents that demand all of our attention. It's a totally reactive world. So when the dust settles, when the deadline is met, the ticket is finally closed, and the incident is resolved, what are we actually leaving behind? It's a really important question, one that can completely change how you see your work. So let's really dig into it. Okay, first up, what we leave behind. The thing is, every system we touch, all the code we write, it all has a life of its own, well beyond our immediate involvement. It sticks around. And that persistence, well, that's the beginning of our legacy, whether we're planning for it or not. Let's talk about that word legacy. For a lot of us, it probably brings to mind some big, heroic achievement. But we really need to challenge that whole idea. Because, honestly, the common view is, well, it's kind of a trap. So legacy is not these things. And what's kind of funny is this list, this is basically your resume, right? These are the visible metrics of success we're all taught to chase. How many lines of code you wrote, how many features you shipped. But here's the thing. They're fleeting. They are just the artifacts of the work, not the enduring quality of it. So if legacy isn't about lines of code or a fancy title, then what in the world is it? This next part, this gets to the absolute heart of the matter. It's a perspective shift we all need to make. Just let that sink in for a second. Your legacy isn't what you did. It's what happens after you're gone. It's what the next engineer experiences when they have to fix your work or change it or just understand it without you in the room to guide them. And this means our true legacy is measured by these qualities. Is the system safe? Does it protect its users and the business? Can somebody else pick it up without wanting to tear their hair out? Is it actually designed with empathy for the next person? And, crucially, does it use its power over data, over people, responsibly? And this, right here, perfectly illustrates the trade-off we're always making. On the left, you've got impact. That's the stuff that gets you promoted, right? Fast delivery, visible wins, hitting those growth numbers. But on the right, that's the consequence. That's the invisible bill that always comes due later. We're talking maintenance burden, hidden risks, burnout, and bad habits that spread through the whole organization. This is really the fundamental cycle of our profession. I mean, nobody starts from a completely blank slate, and no one is the last person to ever touch a system. We're all just temporary stewards, standing right between the engineers of the past and the engineers of the future. Okay, so let's make this more concrete. What do these two types of legacies actually look like in the real world? We're going to start with the cautionary tale, the harmful legacy. Oh man, we've all seen these systems, haven't we? The ones where a senior engineer is like, oh yeah, whatever you do, don't touch that part. Nobody knows how it works anymore. It's a system held together by fear and the heroic late-night efforts of one or two people. That's not a stable system, that's a ticking time bomb. This is such a powerful statement. We tend to celebrate the indispensable engineer, the hero who knows everything. But this reframes that idea completely. If the system can't survive without you, well, you haven't built a robust system. You've built a dependency. You've built a trap. Now, here's the flip side. A healthy legacy is one that empowers everyone else. It's a system that communicates clearly through its very design. It doesn't just work. It actually explains how it works. And the ultimate sign of success? A team that feels confident and safe to change and improve that system long after you've moved on. This is a really crucial pivot point. See, we've been talking a lot about code and architecture, but our legacy isn't just technical. The technology, that will get replaced eventually. But the culture, the habits, the lessons we teach our colleagues, now those get carried forward. Your true legacy is also deeply human. Did you lift other people up? When something broke, did you point fingers or did you create a learning moment? Did you create an environment where a junior engineer felt safe enough to ask a stupid question? I'm telling you, that is just as much a part of the system's health as any line of code. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we actively build a better legacy? It really comes down to asking the right questions during the design process, before we even write a single line of code. These are the questions that will shape what remains. First and foremost, if you won the lottery tomorrow and vanished, could the team figure this thing out? If the answer is no, or even maybe, your design isn't done. Clarity is a feature. Think about this. Are you designing a system that clearly signals when it's under stress, or are you building one that looks perfectly fine right up until it catastrophically fails? A healthy system makes its risks obvious to the people who have to operate it. Now think about the emotional impact of your design. When someone new has to interact with your system, are they going to feel empowered to explore and learn, or will they be terrified of breaking something? That choice directly shapes your team's culture. And finally, the ultimate test. Change is the one and only constant in software. A system that cannot be evolved safely is a system that is already dying. So designing for change is really designing for the future. And really, that's what it all comes down to. A legacy isn't some monument you build to yourself. It's the healthy, thriving garden you leave behind for others to tend to. It's about leaving things better, safer, and more understandable than you found them. And that is the engineer's true legacy.